Nobody spoke about health and fitness at that time. There was no concept of health and fitness. Like at that time, there was no concept of healthy food. All food was healthy.
So this is a good-looking capsicum, colored capsicum.
What should I do with it? They create a formula that is addictive.
Addictive, yes.
You don't have to say no to anything, but you know what are the good things and you know what are the bad things.
Hey everyone, this is Diwakar. I am the CEO of Nourishing Farms, and I have a very special guest with us today at our farm. He's not only the fitness icon of India, but he's also brand ambassador for Nourishing Farms, none other than Milind Soman. Welcome to the farm.
Thank you, Diwakar.
Thank you. So as I transition from a tech background into now farming and restaurants, I know you've been a swimmer in the early years. You went into modeling, and now you're the fitness icon of India. At the age of 60, I'm sure you can put to shame a lot of 30-year-olds. Like, how did this transition happen?
That's if they have shame. No, but the thing is, see, like you said, people are now interested in health food, right? But eating healthy was always there. It's a choice. You can eat healthy, you can eat unhealthy. It's not that there was no unhealthy food and now you're making healthy food. Yeah. There was always healthy food, healthy choices. The same with me. I was fit from the age of 9 or before. I started swimming at the national level at the age of 9. Till 23, I was representing Maharashtra. I was national champion in my event. I represented India in swimming. But nobody knew about it then, nobody cared. Right? I was always fit. They said, what is fit? What is healthy? Nobody spoke about health and fitness at that time. There was no concept of health and fitness. Like at that time, there was no concept of healthy food. All food was healthy. Then slowly it became unhealthy because of bad practices of farmers, companies selling them bad chemicals to put in the soil. Then the soil got ruined. Then the nutritive value of the food that they were growing went down. Then companies came in who were selling junk food, packaged food, putting all kinds of chemicals in that food. So that was a phase which now is changing again, where people have become more aware of health and fitness and that we need to make the effort. And also now they see me suddenly, when they noticed me at 50, I had done Ironman. So they're like, wow, you're 50 and you did this event. It's such a tough event. How did you do it? Because they were getting more interested in getting fit and healthy. And then, of course, we had the pandemic, where the main thing was that if you have underlying health issues, you are more at risk and you can die from this virus. And then they started getting also, how do we get rid of our underlying health issues, which are basically thyroid problems, diabetes, heart problems, any organ dysfunction, even bad digestion. How do we get rid of it? How do we better it? And then people have started exercising, looking for healthy options when it comes to food, understanding what is diet, things like that. Otherwise, these things were always there. It is always a perception and an awareness that brings certain things to the fore, certain things that you begin to notice. So now food, and you are in that business, and the fitness, and I'm in that business. So even when I was modeling, I had just started swimming. I had an amazing body, so people noticed that, and they said, okay, he used to swim and he used to swim a lot, so his body's like this, and it's great. And it's great for fashion, and it's great for advertising, and that's it. They don't go deeper than that. And now they say, okay, now age has become a big thing. They said, at the age of 50, how can you still be like that? At the age of 60, how can you still be like that? So that triggers a kind of attention or a kind of curiosity that if you can be like this at 50 and 60, maybe we can also do it.
Yes.
Because age happens to everyone. Maybe swimming doesn't happen to everyone, or sports doesn't happen to everyone. They don't have the encouragement from home or whatever. But age happens to everybody, even to me and even to you and everybody watching. So how do we deal with it in a better way? That is something that can be learned.
I think we spoke about this when we met the first time in Mumbai. I come from a tech background, and I've worked in the US for 15 years. Prior to doing this, I did tech for 22 years.
Did you have a health problem?
No, I didn't have a health problem. I wanted to come back to India.
Right.
Kids were growing up, so I wanted to have them see the Indian culture.
Right.
Both of them are US citizens. My wife is now a US citizen. I kept the Indian citizenship because I wanted to come back.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So once we came back, and I've worked in tech, I've seen a lot of farms and value-added work being done in the farms in the US.
Right.
And one of the things that we are missing in India is the value add. right? If the farmers continue to just be growers of vegetables
Yeah.
and then sell those into open market, they're going to be reliant on the market to decide the price.
Sure.
And I wanted to change that in whatever way I can, which is to add value
To the farmers.
to the farmers, right? And help farmers actually develop value-added products from their vegetables.
Sure.
We have all seen tomato prices in India go up and down. At times they are 200 rupees kgs, and then there are 2 rupees per kg, where the farmer would rather dump those than try to get it to the market.
Right.
Right. So when I came back, I wanted to do something different, use technology, but really have a local impact. All my life through tech, my impact was outside India. I had worked at Microsoft, I had worked at ESPN.
Right.
Once I decided to come back to India, I said, I want to do something that will have more of a local impact, and that's how I got into farming.
Sure.
Now, I think everyone within this area, right, southern Maharashtra, comes from a farming background. Like we also had farms, and my dad was known as going to do farming. So all our 3 brothers that I have, all of us are into different businesses. None of us were into farming.
Right.
20 years later, I'm back into farming, but a different kind of farming.
Right.
And I'm sure if he were alive today, he would have been much happier
Sure.
seeing me do what I'm doing.
Right.
Right. So that's how I got back into farming. Initially, when I decided to do this, I had to really learn the trade. Because I'd done a lot of reading, I'd seen a lot of videos, but that can only take you to a certain level.
Right.
So what I felt was I should start small, and we literally started with 2 5,000 square feet greenhouses. That to everything inside and outside the greenhouse was secondhand.
What were you growing in them?
So we started growing lettuces and cherry tomatoes,
Right.
and it went through trial and error. We lost a couple of crops because neither I knew what I was doing, neither the people working on the farm knew what they were doing. So it was more of a learning experience.
And that was also hydroponics?
It was also hydroponics. The reason I chose hydroponics was, I believe that the impact that we are having on the soil through over-fertilization is very huge. With hydroponics, basically we are not using soil. We are not impacting the planet.
By over-fertilization, you mean the overuse of chemicals?
Overuse of
Because
chemicals.
if you cow dung, it won't matter.
Yeah. Right, but
That's also fertilizer.
Yeah, or chemical fertilizers. Right? But even with the organic farming, it takes a lot of time for the soil to really get back to health.
Right.
Right.
Once it has been destroyed by chemicals.
By chemicals, right? So research shows that if you move to organic farming, the first year you're going to have about 50% drop in yield.
Yeah.
Now becomes very difficult for the farmers to sustain that for the next 1, 2, 3 years before they can actually start reaping the benefits.
Right.
Hydroponic kind of bridges that gap a little bit, where you're not reliant on the soil. You do soil-free farming. You get consistent growth because now there's no media that is interacting with the crop as such.
Sure.
And you can get much more yield.
Right. But isn't the capital expense higher?
So the capital expense is higher.
So how do they afford it?
So affordability to start with is a challenge, right? But over a period of time, you can recover that the capital expense.
And loans are easy to get?
Loans are much easier to get. There is a subsidy program that Government of India runs, both state of Maharashtra, every state, as well as Government of India runs subsidy programs that you can utilize to about 35%.
And this is especially for hydroponics?
Hydroponics, non-hydroponics, the Government of India calls it under protected cultivation, which is greenhouse.
Yeah.
Now, you could do soil-based or you could do hydroponics.
Oh, it has to be in a greenhouse.
Yeah, it has to be. Right, so that's how I got to farming.
Sure.
So, I was reading your book.
Yeah, which one?
The latest one,
Keep moving. Yeah.
Right? And what I liked about it is it talks about 3 different ages.
Yes, 3 different generations.
People, 3 different generations in your family. And how each one at different age is looking at health probably slightly differently.
Of course.
But at the same time,
very differently.
Similarly, right? Because you still have to be healthy. You have to still continue to move. You have to understand what to eat, when to eat.
Yes.
Right? When you said that, you don't eat after 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Right? As you said, and also as you said in the morning, that, we've been talking about this in Ayurveda, that you should eat before sunset.
Yeah.
But how our lifestyle has changed, where usual dinners in India happen
our lifestyle has not changed. We have changed our lifestyle.
We have changed our lifestyle.
Because the way we talk also impacts what we do. If we keep talking like something happened to us and we had no control over it, then we start to believe that we have no control over it. हाँ 40 में ऐसे ही होता है,
Yes.
50s में ऐसे ही होता है, डायबिटीज तो होना ही है, पेट तो आएगा ही. It's not like that. These are choices that you make. So you can't say this happened to me because I had that lifestyle. No, you chose that lifestyle. You can eat before 6 o'clock. But then you say, no, but how will I get biryani before 6? Even if you want biryani, you can get it before 6 o'clock. So it is the choice that you make and the effort that you make if you believe that you want to do something. It's like in your farm, if you feel, oh, these plants are not growing above 6 feet, what do? You have to give them something so they will grow above 6 feet, right? Or they will give you more of a crop, more volume of tomatoes or more leaves in the lettuce. You have to give them a different kind of fertilizer, or you have to do something different, or the temperature has to be different, which you will do, so the plant will thrive. It's the same with the human body and the human mind. What you feed it in terms of food for the body and what you feed it in terms of information for the mind, that will give you the output, whether you have a healthy mind and healthy body. So it is all in your hands and all your choice. And you can start a better lifestyle at any age, and that was the reason for the book.
Yeah.
So when the publisher came to us and said that, you have a very unique family, that your wife is 26 years younger than you, your mother is 26 years older than you, you're all three different generations, you're all three super fit, you have an amazing lifestyle, each one of you, but your environments have been different. My wife grew up, born in the 90s, my mother was born in the 30s, I was born in the 60s, so all growing up in different environments, different influences, different movies, different teaching methods, all the influences were different. But how did you then arrive at the same conclusion where you have to be fit and choosing a lifestyle for each of you, which is different, but taking you to fitness? Because what my wife will do in her 30s is not what I will do in my 60s or what my mother will do in her 80s. It's different. When you will sleep, how you will sleep, what you will eat, when you will eat, what kind of movements you will do, what kind of exercises, what kind of thoughts you can think, how ambitious or whatever. So all those things you have to think about according to your age, but to arrive at the same destination, which is fitness and health, which allows you to enjoy your life. The goal is always enjoy your life. Now what has happened is that most people have a very limited vision of life. To them, enjoying life means eating or drinking. That's it. To a lot of people, enjoyment means eating and drinking. They have no other vision of life. And the reason for that is, again, because of a social construct where we have a job. You are expected to go and work in a company from 9 o'clock in the morning to maybe sometimes 11 o'clock in the night. And then where is your life? You don't have a life. So the only enjoyment you see is what can I eat? So people also have to break out of that. And in the future, and I see that happening also. There is a trend. In Europe now they have 4-day weeks.
4 days a week,
4-day weeks, then the number of hours they will work. Because even the employers and the companies say that you have a life apart from this job and you must make it bigger. Because they also see that when people have a bigger life, they are more productive in every area of their life. They're better in their relationships, they're better at their jobs, they're better at their work, they're better with themselves if they have a bigger life. If your life is, imagine your idea of enjoyment is eating.
Eating, yeah.
It's the same as a cow in a cow shed. What are they doing? Just eating and giving milk. That's it.
So my dad
we have made that. So we have made the same thing for ourselves also. How we treat the cows and the people and the animals in our farm, we treat ourselves.
My dad used to say when we were young, are you eating to live or you're living to eat?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And he had this 2 is company, 3 is crowd.
Yeah.
So misal is a favorite food in this region.
Yeah, I love misal.
Yeah, anytime he would...
Do you make misal?
No, we don't make misal.
Not yet?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
We have to find a healthier recipe of that.
Yeah.
So he used to say that, anytime I had a third slice of bread, he was like, 2 is company, 3 is crowd. Right? Keep the eating to a minimum. Right? So that goes back to what you said, right? Making conscious choices. One thing that I've been really wanting to ask you, and my team really wants to know, is Now, you've been very picky about who you endorse,
Yeah.
right? And when I had approached you, it took us quite a long time to convince you that what we are doing.
Did it?
Really, it took us 3-4 months
Okay.
uh, to
Yeah.
get where we wanted to. And I just want to understand, like what went into your thought process of being a brand ambassador, being the face for Nourishing Farms?
So there are two things. One is that I have never endorsed any brand or product that I felt could be harmful, directly harmful. So, for example, alcohol or tobacco or soft drinks or chips or things like that. Things that I don't really enjoy much myself also because they have health implications. And so also betting, gambling, those are things that I don't endorse, I don't promote. And I have never done that ever since I started modeling. So now I can afford to say no. Then I couldn't even afford to say no, but I said this is not something I want to do. So it was an ethical choice. And when it comes to food, especially, that is even more important to see that if there is a company that in any way, in whatever practice they're doing, might harm the people consuming that food, then I have to say no. So, of course, a lot of companies come to me and say, and especially now because people are so focused on health and fitness. So companies also saying, yeah, we also care about health and fitness. We also care about this and that. So they will come to me and say, this is a health product. And I'll look at it and I'll say, no, it's not. And this is, it's like the questions I was asking you today, like I will say, where does this ingredient come from?
Yeah.
How do you get it? Is it regulated? Has it been researched? Has it been proven that it is not harmful when it is consumed by a human being? Because if it's not researched and you're just doing it because it's not researched, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
But if you say these soft drinks, they have these secret confidential formulas, which they're allowed to keep a secret. And they say that only when the substance is banned, we will remove it. So we can't tell you what is there. Like earlier, some soft drinks used to have cocaine in them. And then when cocaine was banned, they removed the cocaine. But again, most products that are created, packaged food, that is for mass consumption, they create a formula that is addictive.
Addictive, yes.
And so obviously any formula that is addictive may not be good for health. Not only physical health, also mental and emotional health. So those are things that I consider. And I try to stay away from any products that I feel might encourage people to take the wrong path.
It's good to know that you trust the brand.
Yeah,
right?
I have to be able to trust the brand. I have to be able to use the brand myself. So whether I use it or not is different. Like for example, I might be endorsing a razor, but I don't use the razor. But I should be able to. I can't endorse something which I know I will never use because it has health implications. So that consideration is there. And I'm happy to see that Nourishing Farms is doing a great job.
Thank you. So from outside in, all of us have this perception that as an actor, as a model, you have lot many of these social engagements where you have to go maybe attend a party. Like how do you, among all of this, how do you stay fit? How do you stay committed? How do you make those conscious choices?
So I would say the perception in itself is wrong, that you don't have to do anything. Even as a model or as an actor or as a person in public life, I can choose what I want to do. I can choose how late I want to stay up. I can choose what time I want to sleep. Even if I'm working, I can say to the producers that I only work these many hours. Because I'm not starting today. A person who's starting out, maybe they don't have that much of a say. But you can say, there are people who say today, I know that we don't work on weekends. We want to spend time with our family. We don't work beyond, say, 8 o'clock in the evening because we want to sleep well and we have to sleep at the right time. And as you grow older, these things are more important, that you have to take more care of yourself because your body is becoming slightly weaker. And if you don't take care of it, it's going to get weaker faster. So with me, it was the same. Like in the beginning, of course, in my 20s, there's nothing that I didn't experiment with. So there was alcohol, there was cigarettes, there were substances, there was everything. And it was accessible because it was that kind of a time, not just because of what I was doing, being a model or being an actor, but at that time in India, these things were, in fact, even encouraged in some circles. So now people have become a lot more aware, and they say, no, these things are bad, and these things shouldn't be done, and you just are able to make better choices for yourself. You say, okay, now I understand that this is not good. Like, for example, alcohol. I used to drink a lot, okay, till maybe I was 25, 26. And I really enjoyed drinking. And I started drinking only when I was 23. But in those 3 or 4 years, I must have drunk like more than a lot of people drink in their whole life. So, but because of the discipline I had from sports, I won't even call it discipline, from the understanding that I had from sport, saying that this is my ability, this is how I like to live. This is how I like to feel. And I was not getting that feeling after drinking. It's a different feeling.
Yeah.
That high is different from the high of real life, So I said that high is not good enough. I want to go back to this high. This is the high I want to feel. The high of really living life and enjoying my body and my mind the way it is supposed to be enjoyed. So I stopped drinking. I do drink very occasionally now, maybe 3 or 4 times in a year, and very, very little, very moderate. And I started smoking also. I started smoking, in fact, very late, when I was 30. Because that happened because I was on a set. I just started acting when I was 30, so quite late. And what most people don't realize is that in the life of an actor, most of the time is spent waiting. The time that you actually spend in front of the camera is very little, because the set has to be ready, the lighting has to be ready, the other actors have to be ready, the script has to be ready. So many things are happening before the director will call you and you have to stand in front of the camera and say your lines or whatever it is. So maybe sometimes it's 2 hours, 3 hours, 4, 5 hours. You're just hanging around and waiting, maybe in your van, maybe going through scripts, maybe reading, maybe watching another movie, whatever it might be. And it is possible to just be, influenced through your lack of anything to do to take up something that is not good for you. So that's how I started smoking. And smoking at that time was much more popular than it is today. Like, again, today people have become very, very conscious. A lot of people have stopped smoking, and cigarettes are very expensive today. I remember the time I was smoking a cigarette was 60 paisa. Now it's almost 19 rupees for one cigarette. So earlier people used to distribute cigarettes, like take it out from the pocket and say, "Leo, kisko chahiye?" And everybody used to smoke together. Today they'll hide the cigarette because it's
costly.
90 rupees for one cigarette. So it has gone down a lot. And I stopped smoking just before I started running in 2003. Because again, it was the same thing. I was just smoking too much. I was smoking about 30 cigarettes a day, which is a lot. Yeah. And that might even show in my medical reports today that I was smoking so many cigarettes 20 years ago or 25 years ago. So everything that you do in your life is going to haunt you at some time or the other, whether mentally, emotionally, or physically. So we have to be careful every day with whatever choice you make. And we have to remember that it is a choice. You cannot say, no, this happened. Like, oh, I became fat. You did not become fat. You neglected your body. You did not think about yourself. You made all the wrong choices unthinkingly, and therefore this has happened to you. This you have done to yourself. We are doing it, everything what we do to ourselves. And that is a responsibility that we have to take. Right? So even whether it's today you go to a store that is selling some burgers, or you come to Nourishing Farms and have the Nourishing Farm salad, that is your choice. Make the right choice. Yeah. That's all you have to do. So I tell a lot of people also, they come to me and say that, how do you get fit? How do you get healthy? Lifestyle is like this and job is like that and everything is, all over the place and it's too difficult. And I say that, like I said earlier, life is to be enjoyed. Life has so many things in it. You don't have to say no to anything, but you know what are the good things and you know what are the bad things. It's very easy. You've been told since childhood, right? What is good, what is bad. You choose more of the good things and less of the bad things. Try to reduce the bad things and try to increase the good things. When it comes to habits, try to create more good habits gradually. One good habit maybe every month, every 2 months. Say, I will do this. This is going to be good for me. I'm going to start this good habit. And the bad habits, you say, okay, these are the bad habits I have. And I'm going to start reducing them one by one. Those are the things that you have to do for yourself. And for your family, and for your children, and for everybody who loves you. Because they want you to live a healthy life And a long
longer
life.
life. Yeah. So, Milind, we did a stroll through the farm today morning, and I'm sure you have gone through a lot many of traditional farms, but probably this was your first or second hydroponic farm visit. What was your take? How did you feel about Nourishing Farms when you saw the farm?
I'm glad to see new technology always and being put to good use. And I think it's very important today that we understand the best source of our food supply, the cleanest. We know that we've been through a phase where farmers are using very dangerous chemicals and pesticides and fertilizers, insecticides, and so on. And we want an alternative to that, which Nourishing Farms
Yes.
is providing. And of course, I believe there should be 1,000 Nourishing Farms or 1,000,000 like you. So thank you very much for being a pioneer,
Thank you.
one of the pioneers in this field.
And when you said, farmers use a lot of pesticides, I think both of us, as well as people watching this, will agree that if we were to do open farm, we would probably end up doing what they're doing. It's very difficult to control having pest controls in open field. One of the benefits that we have is we do everything within a controlled environment. So we can actually keep a track of everything that's happening within the greenhouses and then not have to use a lot of pesticides. So there's this interesting video on YouTube called as Poison on a Plate that talks about how pesticides have entered our food stream, right? Now, it's easier to blame the companies, but I don't think any company is going to go actually add pesticides to the food. It actually comes from our farms. And that is where we have to start to target our farmers and help them understand how they can do farming without heavy usage of pesticides. And that is one thing that we are doing at Nourishing Farms, where we are educating our farmers. Today, we have about 8 farmers that work with us within the area. And one of the reasons I chose Kolhapur is because this is where I grew up. So I wanted to help farmers within this region. For these 8 farmers that we have today, we've been able to help them understand the impact of heavy chemicals, teach them new ways of farming. I was in the US for about 15 years, so I'd seen these farms up close, and I wanted to bring that technology back here. So those 8 farmers are now working closely with us and what we call integrated farming model, where majority of the land is still doing sugarcane, but a small piece is where we are now helping them set up high-tech farms.
Well, that's amazing. And we can see that, I mean, in the variety that you provide in Nourishing Farms, in your salads and in your sandwiches. I think that's
Yes.
good to see.
And one of the things, if you look at the company as such, what really sets us apart is the back-end integration, where we start with literally the seed that we want to sow. And I showed you the seeds that we import from and the seeds that we grow, how we nurture those crops, how we harvest them, how we transform those into different products that we serve in our cafes, be it salads or sandwiches or juices, right? The care that goes in. So, and when we say farm to fork, we really mean by that, right? Right from which seeds to sow to how we serve that food in the cafe.
Sure.
Is where we really excel and differentiate ourselves from.
Right. And so you mentioned these seeds that you import.
Yeah.
So you import them from other countries. So is it that the seeds here are not good enough or just not available? And if they have to be imported all the time, is it sustainable?
It is sustainable.
Suppose those companies go bankrupt.
Yes.
Where will you get your seeds?
So the challenge with these seeds are these are exotic crops.
Yeah.
These are not meant for Indian temperatures.
They can't grow in India.
They can't grow in India.
What kind of crops are you talking
So
about?
we are doing lettuces. So we do about 7 types of lettuces in our farm.
So what lettuces grow naturally in India?
So I think iceberg is one that can be done in open field. But
That's the only one?
Yeah, we can do still open field.
Yeah.
But controlling the growth is very difficult.
Yeah.
Right? And even iceberg in India, I think all of us got introduced to lettuce through burgers.
Right.
Right? And icebergs do provide that crunch and kind of cleanse the palate or lower down the heat a little.
Right.
It's good for the European and the American palate, but for Indians, we like heat.
Right.
But iceberg don't provide a lot of nutrition. We in fact don't grow any iceberg on our farm. What we do is we do about different 7 types of lettuces: romaine, green lolo, red lolo, butterheads, and all. which are much more rich in nutrients than a standardized one.
Right.
Right, so we do lettuces, we do cherry tomatoes, capsicum, zucchini, cucumbers,
Sure.
gherkins, so all sort of exotic vegetables.
So those seeds are not available in India.
So some of those seeds are available,
Yeah.
but the challenge with those seeds that we have seen in our tests is the germination rates are very low. Right now, the company that we import the seeds from guarantees 96% germination.
Right.
We've been able to get almost 99%.
Wow.
Now that gives me surety in terms of how much seeding I need to do.
Right.
Whereas comparable companies that we have tried out of India, they say about 60%, I get about 40%. So now I'm unsure about how much I really need to sow
Sure.
to get the yield that I need.
Sure.
Right? I'm sure in the next couple of years we will start to see more and more Indian seeds coming up.
From
and
where
we
will
would
they
love
come
to
from?
try. There are a lot many companies who are now trying to get those seeds in India, develop those seeds in India itself. And as they come up, we would love to start to use those and experiment more with those to see how we can actually utilize Indian or made in India. When I started farming, initially our plan was we will grow the best quality vegetables, take them to the market, and then market would accept those easily. And we started doing road shows at different apartment complexes, started taking up produce, setting up stalls, explaining and educating people about the vegetables that we grow.
So were they happy?
They were happy to see the vegetables. They were happy to see how fresh they were. The challenge was very few people knew what to do with those.
Or they don't know how to cook?
Because, well, it's not about cooking, right? These are not vegetables that are utilized in our day-to-day cooking.
So they didn't know how to eat them.
These are exotic vegetables.
Right.
Now you need to make salads and sandwiches. You need to do something with it.
So they're like, oh, this is a nice broccoli. What do I do with it?
Yeah. So this is a good-looking capsicum, colored capsicum.
What should I do with it?
Right? There's lack of recipes. There's a lack of understanding of what you can do. And that's how we transition from only being a farming company to being a farm-to-fork company, where we own the farms, but then we also have cafes today. So we have 12 cafes across Pune and Kolhapur that serve fresh, healthy food in terms of salads and sandwiches and juices, smoothies. So in each of these products, we have tried to introduce as many vegetables as we can. Now, the moment I tell someone, like, this is one of our top-selling juices, it's called Green Goodness.
Right.
This has 5 vegetables.
Right.
The challenge is if I tell you the names of the vegetables, you'll probably shy away from drinking it.
Right.
But it's really tasty. We don't add water, we don't add sugar, right? So this has...
So you shouldn't tell them what is in it.
Well, I would rather be
Because
open.
you say goodness, they'll be like, yeah, good.
We'd
Because
rather
if you
be
tell them
open.
what's in it, they'll say, no, we don't want it.
Yeah, but if you taste it once, I can guarantee you'll not keep it down.
Yeah.
You will finish this. Because
Yeah,
it
if they're
has
getting
5
it for free.
ingredients. No, you'll pay for it. I can
Then why will
guarantee
they
that.
to taste it? Nobody buys it. They'll say, what has it got? Kale. No, I don't want.
Right, so we have...
How much is it?
So this is 130 rupees.
They won't spend.
Right?
If you
Try
tell
it.
them kale is in it.
Yeah, if you tell
If you
them
say it's
kale,
free, they'll try it and then they'll buy it.
then they'll buy it. Yes.
Yeah. It's the Microsoft model.
Right. So that's how we've now got different products.
Yeah.
We have a range of products. We add zucchini to our smoothies to increase the health index.
Yeah.
The zucchinis will give you that fiber that you need. And it's bland enough that you can bring in other flavors.
Right.
And zucchini doesn't mask any other flavors.
Right.
So that's how we've been trying to develop our products, where to keep them healthy, keep them fresh, right? And at the same time, make them tasty enough.
Right.
That people really want to try those.
Salads and sandwiches.
Yes.
Yeah. People are much more open today to the idea of healthy food.
Healthy food, yes.
Yeah. And also the fact that healthy food doesn't have to be really boring. And tasteless.
And I think that's what we've been trying to do. We've been experimenting a lot with these recipes because, as you said in the morning, a healthy person probably might eat a cardboard.
Yeah.
Because he really wants to get
He wants health.
Right?
He doesn't care.
But
He doesn't really care about the taste.
Yeah. But there's a lot many people who prefer to have a tastier food.
Yeah. They don't care about health.
They don't care about health.
And the people who care about both, those are really, really few.
So how do we get the masses to
Yeah.
try these foods? Right? And that is where we are trying to develop recipes to be more tastier.
Yeah.
But at the same time, balancing it out with healthier ingredients
Right.
and fresh ingredients. When I was working in technology, I always had this excuse
Yeah.
of, hey, I work late,
Yes.
so I sleep late,
Yes.
so I wake up late. I don't
Yes.
have time to hit the gym.
Yes.
And then I started running Nourishing Farms.
Yes.
It has kind of now quadrupled. The responsibilities have increased.
Yes.
And probably I have the same excuses today.
Yeah.
So, I'm turning 50 on 12th December this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good milestone.
So I want you to challenge me
Yeah.
to do something that will turn around my life and get me on a healthier path.
Yeah. So first thing you do is make a list. Make 2 lists, one of your good habits and one of your bad habits. Look at that list. That's it. First do that.
Okay.
That's the challenge. That's the first challenge. Like from the morning to the evening, what are the things that you do that are good for you and what are the things that you do that are bad for you? Every choice that you make, is it good for you or bad for you? And then study that and see which are the ones that you can change. So, and after you've done that, after you've made this list, and then you have said that, okay, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to improve this, and I'm going to reduce that, then you can think of Ironman.
Okay.
Because it's really not difficult. I mean, I'll tell you, about 1.5 lakh people become Ironman every year. Right? And they come from every background imaginable. And not only that, the oldest person to do Ironman is an 86-year-old woman. And if you can't compete with an 86-year-old woman, then you have to think about your life.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to take that challenge.
Yeah.
I'm going to complete an Ironman.
Yeah.
Before I
Excellent.
complete 50.
Yeah. You just give me a word that you're going to take up this challenge.
Yes.
1, make the lists. Secondly, Ironman. 3rd, Ultraman.
Okay.
Okay, Ultraman you're going to think about. Now, what promise are you going to make to me in return? Because you promised me 5 months ago you would make a Nourishing Farm for me. You didn't do it. So
Not
now
yet.
I'm skeptical about what you're going to do before your 50th birthday.
So before my 50th birthday,
Yeah.
I'm going to build a farm for you.
Also.
Yes.
Okay.
Along with running.
Okay. So what kind of a farm is it going to be? Describe it so I can be happy.
So, it's going to be a 10,000 square feet farm.
Okay. Where?
Choice
Wherever
of,
I want.
Wherever you want.
Alibag. Okay.
Alibag.
Yeah.
We'll do 2 greenhouses.
Yes.
One with leafies and
Right.
one with vine crops.
Right.
So you have a basket of vegetables.
Wonderful.
Every day,
Fantastic.
right? And that
Thank
will
you
get
so
it-
much.
That will get it done
And
before
we
December 25.
shook hands again.
Again.
Yeah. Health is a choice. Start small, eat real, and keep moving.
And that's what Nourishing Farms is all about.